Morning, boys and girls. It's Andrew. Waking up here having a little Mick Cafe. Very excited. Very excited. I have a new toy coming in today. We'll do video. This is the video. It's happening right now. We're here. You, me, the tree. We're all here together. But yeah, I'm excited, and I'm waiting for the UPS man. And hopefully, through the magic of video editing, shortly you'll see why. Aw, dang. UPS man's here. Also, Vickers gun bipod. Pretty cool. Original pins. Everything's good. Somebody painted over the brass. That was probably military. I don't know. It looks like the right paint and everything. Let's taste it. Probably full lid. It's probably good. Yeah. Alright, using giant machine gun stand for camera tripod. See if it works. This box was whooped. Please handle with care, fragile, but at least the gun store like shrink wrapped it into the bottom, so hopefully it's all okay. I think that's the extra handguard he sent. Some other parts. Fire Oh, let's see what's going on here, eh? Something traveling. This is all set up wrong. Very wrong. Hopefully we can fix this. Okay, so I have been known to run my guns dirty and hard, but my God, I can't even touch anything on this thing. Okay, going through it. So for you guys that maybe have never seen one of these conversions before, you know, the Saigas came in as sporting rifles. Is a clamp on, very common thing done, and you can see he had to do some filing to fit. Not uncommon with this sort of stuff either. But the problem is he's got a little gap here. Now the barrel is a certain thickness here, and then probably has a little shelf lip from what it looks like, and then tapers down here. So this is probably as far up as this can go. So we're probably gonna have to put a shim in here, but we knocked it in, and now the handguard's fit flush with the receiver, which in turn, because it's connected to your entire mechanism here, brings your dust cover back into the right position where you want it, meeting against this flat of the back, and then it'll have the taper of the, I don't know if you'll be able to see that, but instead of this being a straight out button, it has a slight taper on the bottom, so it wedges itself in there and really locks that entire system down. But it's sort of dependent on that. It can't be moving back and forth, and it looked like what had happened after shooting it for a while. It had moved a little bit forward. It wasn't this moving, it's just a little bit of room in there. So whether that was him removing material, which it doesn't look like he removed material from there, it just looks like he was making it fit slide in. I think it's just an issue that you probably would have had, you know, with this sort of thing, and no big deal, we can fix that. With this sort of thing, and no big deal, we can fix that. We can fix that, and then we'll get her painted, because this is gloss green. Why gloss paint, guys? Why gloss paint? Like I said, super grateful to have the rifle. Why gloss paint? She's looking good. Getting better. I'm liking. Okay, so this is kind of a long video now, and maybe not the most entertaining thing to some of you with short attention spans because there's no shooting in it. But for you AK nerds out there, you know what's going on here. This is a Russian Saiga, like I said earlier in the video. It was a sporter, and it's a 103 clone, basically. It's as 103 as you can really get without an extremely rare 103 parts kit that basically like never happened. So what we got here is a 7.62 by 39 full-length gun. The front end somebody would have threaded, right, because it wouldn't have come that way. They threaded it half by 28 So we had to go with the 1/2x28 muzzle brake. Thankfully, we had this A3 laying around. It's a pretty cool looking little guy. Looks good on there. And it's got a big enough bore where a 7.62 cartridge passes through it with a bunch of extra room, because this thread set is definitely not concentric to the bore, so there's going to be no running a suppressor on this thing, at least without testing it with a rod. I can visually see it on the end. It's pretty off. So hopefully that muzzle brake will survive and not just rip the threads off the end of my gun. He did have one on there before, so, you know, but he was running a 1/2x28 adapter to what looked like a 5/8x24, this guy here. So, yeah, when I wasn't going to put that back on there, I didn't want to run there. So, not what I wanted. I wanted something different look. Ended up putting on a crusty gas tube I had laying around, just regular old AKM something or other gas tube. Who knows what it came off of. A little bit salty and roachy, but it's spray painted now. It looks fine. I could always replace it with a nicer one later on. What I'll probably do down the road is, after I shoot the crud out of this thing, you know, I will probably rebarrel this and then reassemble the front end completely as it should be. Other than that, the bar wire stuff is fitting properly now. I took a little bit more material off of the clamp on the bottom. This was dinging on it, and then also he had some M-lock on there that was pushing off of the gas block, so both screws were too long on there. But the handguard seems to be sitting where it should be now. We're gonna have to shoot it and make sure that the recoil impulse does not slide this thing back and forth now that we've got it all tightened and cinched down and Loctited. Hopefully it stays where it's supposed to be, otherwise that conversion is going to have to come faster than planned. This thing was an anodized weird little charging handle from a company I'd never seen before. It will probably fall off the gun, as most of them do. It was really cockeyed and weird before. I think it was on backwards. I actually got it on there looking pretty straight and narrow now. It looks good. I did a little more desert tan paint on there that will no doubt rub off in no time, but at least it looks cool for now. The chassis system, very cool. So far I like the bar wire stuff. It doesn't seem like it's as good a quality as Zenitco stuff, but then again, Zenitco stuff was pretty soft aluminum too, and it's been a minute since I've actually like seen a new set of it. I have like just an old set of it on my KP9 at home. We ended up cleaning up the rubber grip because I just didn't want to put another one on it. They get expensive. All these little parts add up after a while. Clean the spray paint off of that thing. There's still a little bit on the base, a little bit of green there, but it's good for now. Good enough for now. And we're missing a screw. We're missing a screw on our Midwest Industries cheek riser, but not so bad. Not so bad. So why would I do this? People say, if you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know. These types of guns are very hard to come by nowadays. They're getting harder and harder to come by nowadays. So I did a trade with a gentleman on Tax Swap. If you end up seeing this video, I'm very grateful for that trade, despite all my complaining. You know, hey, assholes and elbows, opinions are, you know, everywhere, right? Yeah, hard to get guns. So a 103 could fetch pretty good money nowadays. A Izhmash and Izhvek, or however you say it, Izhmash. Yeah, so Izhmash, Saiga. Yeah, so I worked out a trade with this fella for some good money stuff, and I think it's worth every penny. These guns can go for a couple $1,000 just by themselves. He's got a $500 handguard chassis combo, and about 200 some odd, maybe $250 stock on there. Little vertical grip, don't know what it is, some sort of Zenitco clone type thing. You know, it's money. These are dollars that all add up here. And, you know, he gave me a mag too, you know, so fair trade, very dirty gun, you know, should have charged him for that. Charge you, taking $100 off for all the cleaning I have to do. So I'm stealing magazines out of our trade deal. I'm just kidding. Jokes. I joke. But all right, so that's it. That's my little creation. That's my rescue. I hope you like. And we'll have a shooting video up here soon. Let's go have some fun with it.